YouTube, how goes it? Hey, thanks for checking out this video. Just wanted to give you a rundown on our 2024 Grand Highlander Hybrid XLE. We've got 10,000 miles on it, almost 11,000 miles, 10,800 some miles on it right now, and figured we've had enough time on it to kind of show you what we like and show you some things I might not be too crazy about. So I'll get after it. The likes, the gas mileage. So far, gas mileage has been stellar. Prior to this, we had a 2015 Tahoe, and we were 16, 17 miles a gallon, something like that. But you can see just on this tank so far, we're averaging about 32 and a half miles per gallon. And we normally end up averaging somewhere around, I would say 36 or so, give or take 36, 37. Interstate will be a little bit lower. We did a trip to Mississippi in this, from Virginia to Mississippi, and then actually went down to New Orleans as well, and ended up averaging probably 32, somewhere around there, 32, 33 miles a gallon on interstate. So you do a little bit better on, a combination of both interstate and city driving, so on and so forth. So the gas mileage, we love. Smoothness of ride. This ride is incredibly smooth. Again, we were coming from a truck suspension setup, to a much better setup in this Grand Highlander and a independent suspension type deal. So yeah, much smoother ride. The seats are very comfortable. I don't know if this is a Toyota thing. This is the first Toyota we've owned, but the seats are very comfortable. This has the XLE. It's got power front seats on both sides. I'm pretty sure obviously the Platinum and Limited come with that as well. And the next thing would be the display. We love this big display. I don't think this is the biggest one you can get. I think you can get a bigger one in the Limited or the Platinum, but this one is plenty big, and the functionality is really good on it. Haven't had any issues with it, other than, and maybe this is something that goes into the to the don't likes. When you turn the lights off, the display is super bright inside the car, so keep that in mind. Maybe there's a way to dim that. I don't know. I know you can dim it like it is now, but when you turn the lights off on it, it is very bright display in the car. The other thing we love this center sliding console. I won't open it all the way, but yeah, very, very smooth and functional. And the all-weather floor mats would be next. We've got kids. We've got 3 kids, and I feel like Toyota did a great job. This came as an option that was added in when it was manufactured, whatever, dealer installed option, that kind of deal. But you can see pretty decent deep wall, sidewall on the all-weather floor mats. I vacuumed the car out, but still a little dirty. But anyway, so really like those. They do a good job of containing the dirt. I've just got to do a little bit of vacuuming, lifting up the edges and doing a little bit of vacuuming kind of underneath of there when I do vacuum it out. But other than that, really like those. And then the in-car internet works really well. We've got it hooked up. I'm actually connected to it right now. That works really well. The map is great. You can see pretty smooth. So the functionality on the map works well. That pretty much rounds out everything we like about it. Now it's got the panoramic, whatever, I think they call it the moonroof, sunroof. Yep, works well, and enjoy that. Now, off to the things I'm not crazy about. And the first one's going to be, and I'm going to crowdsource this. Some of you who may already own this vehicle, but I cannot get, I believe, and y'all can correct me if I'm wrong, this has a 17.2 gallon tank. I can never get more than about 14 gallons, and that's with running it. I've run it down to 5 miles left in the tank, of range left in the tank, and I can never get more than 14 miles. And you say, you know, that may not sound like a huge deal, but when you think about, you know, that's about 3 gallons and or about 100 miles of range that I'm missing out on by not being able to put the full 17.2 gallons in the car. Now, obviously, you'll never be 17.2 because you'll be on empty, but, you know, 16, somewhere around there, 16 and a half, you would expect to have in there. So anyway, just very curious about the feedback, and if anyone else is experiencing that. I've done a little bit of research. Sounds like that is not specific to this car, but other Toyotas, including the Tacomas, have that similar issue as well. So anyway, let me know. The next thing is the daggone seatbelt alarm, and I won't replicate it on this video, but the seatbelt alarm, if a passenger is unbuckled for whatever reason, is very obnoxious. Very obnoxious. It's very loud and persistent and doesn't stop for quite a long time. So keep that in mind. That's more of just a pet peeve than anything. The sound system, this does not have the JBL sound system, and it's pretty obvious. I won't turn this isn't going to do any justice if I turn the video up on here anyway, but it's got the standard speaker, whatever, Toyota speakers in it, and it's nothing. I mean, I've got a pretty bass package in my pickup, and the speakers in it are 3 times better than these. So anyway, that's a con. If you're going to get the XLE, just don't get your heart set on having don't expect a great sound system, I'll put it that way. But hey, it's a family car. I'm not going to be blasting the tunes with so much, so I can live with it. The other thing I did not like is the home link setup. It did not work using the instructions, either the easy button or whatever, the learn functionality, or, you know, connecting it straight to the receiver, which is what I had to do because we didn't have the remote for this garage door, the garage door here at our house. So I was trying to connect it directly to the receiver, looked up several videos after, you know, exhausting the owner's manual, and nothing. I eventually had to buy a universal remote, program the universal remote with the receiver, and then program the remote with the home link, and then return the receiver. Or return the universal remote. So I did end up getting it to work. Actually, you can see, if you look in the rearview mirror now, the garage door is actually opening. So it works, but it was a real pain, and the instructions that Toyota gives you in the manual, they do not work, at least not with my garage door opener. So just be mindful of that. If you run into that situation, you may have to do what I did and buy a universal remote and program it that way. Moving with the door open. Sometimes I'm just moving the car, you know, parking it, moving it after washing it, or just moving it away, you know, having to move it in the driveway. If you have this door open, even just like this, just cracked, you know, you're just trying to hop in and move it up a few feet or whatever, the car will just stop me. I know it's a safety feature, but anyway, it's annoying. But just know that. So it will not let you go. It'll throw the park brake on. You'll have to put the car in park, shut your door, and put it back in drive. So that's more just a FYI than anything. The one key deal. So we were only given one key fob for this car. We bought it in September. Sorry, I should clarify. We bought this car in September. We've had it about 3.5 months, and we put almost 11,000 miles on. So we drive the heck out of it, and that's what we bought it for. We bought it to drive the heck out of it. So, so just know that Toyota's got the back order or whatever, you know, can't keep up with the demand of the key fobs. So eventually you'll get it. That's what I've been told. So I'll just wait to hear from the dealership that we got it from. And I heard it could be anywhere, you know, from 12 to 18 months, something like that. But you do have the ability to do the electronic key or whatever they want to call it on the app. So you technically can have more than one key. So, all right, this one's a big one for me. The headlights on this thing are crazy bright. There's not an evening, this is not going to do it justice, but there's not an evening that goes by where, if we're driving it down the road here or whatever on the interstate, actually on our way to Mississippi, I was, on the interstate, I got I got people flashing their lights at me every night driving this thing. So just be aware of that. I had people on the interstate, I'd pass by them. They thought I had my high beams on when I was coming up behind them, and then they'd get behind me and turn their high beams on because I guess they're just that annoying. When I took it in for its 10,000 mile servicing, I asked them if they wouldn't mind just double checking and making sure that they were, calibrated correctly at the time the vehicle was manufactured, and they said they were. So they looked at them and said they were. So, yeah, they didn't adjust them. And I mean, I guess maybe it's something I could do myself, but I'm not really trying to. If it's set up the way it should be, as they said, then I'm just going to go with it. But just know that these lights are really, really bright. So expect it. Unfortunately, I hate being that person who you feel like you're annoying people with your headlights. And it's got the auto dimming on it, so it's it's not like I'm accidentally leaving them on or anything. They're automatic headlights on it, so just be aware of that. The other thing, the cruise control. I noticed on our trip down south, you sit it at 78. It'll always stay a mile per hour below that. So I don't know why that is, but the cruise control I don't know if it's just not calibrated correctly or what, but I always had to bump it up. If I wanted it to be on 80, I'd sit on 81 or whatever. So you get it. But anyway, these are all minor things, not a big deal. And then sometimes it will not allow standard cruise control. Like, you have to be in the variable cruise control, where it automatically, speeds you up or slows you down based on the pace of the vehicle in front of you. So just be aware of that. The other thing would be, I don't like the default position of closing the moonroof, and I'll show you what I'm talking about here. If I go to close this moonroof, let me see. So it's closing. You'll notice it's going to stay in that cracked position. I don't like that. That's very deceiving. And you know exactly what's going to happen. You're going to think you closed it, but it's going to rain at some point. And that really worries me because obviously no one wants to get rain all over the inside of their car, especially their new car. So keep that in mind. Maybe there's a way to change that. Maybe I'm just an idiot and I'm not closing it correctly. Maybe there's another way to close it. You have to hit it again and that closes it. So not a big fan of that at all. I wish Toyota would just have it close all the way when you hit the close button. And then if you want to crack it, you just go back and simply hit that button there. Okay. So there you go. But I'm going to close it because I know I'm going to leave that open and I'm going to get rain inside the car. So, there's a ton. Okay. So there are no USB ports in this car. You have a bunch of the, USB, I don't know, 2s, whatever they're, in there. But when you buy the car, they give you I don't say they give it to you. If they include it as an option, it's an option on the window sticker. So they give you this kit, but I believe 3 of these cables are USB ends, I believe. So you really can't use them. 2 of them are USB, and then so, and the other 2 are USB 2s, but only one of them has the end for iPhone, which is what we all have, so, in my family. So anyway, you basically have half of this pack at least that's useless. So because there are no USBs in here. So yeah, the last thing would be the window lock. In our Tahoe, our window lock only lock the back windows. This one locks the front windows. Again, this is just a pet peeve thing, but as you can see, I'm pushing it, and the passenger, if my wife's sitting up here, she has to ask me to take her window lock off. So anyway, that is the rundown. Overall, we love the car. Again, there's no perfect car out there, so we love the ride. We love the gas mileage, especially compared to the vehicle we were coming from. And I did put this hitch on. You can buy this. I forget. Maybe I'll put in the comments who made it, but I was able. That was easy. We put that on like 15 minutes. Comes with 4 bolts, I believe, and because we have a luggage rack that we put on the back here as well, a little hitch-mounted luggage rack. So, but haven't had any issues with it. It clears. The clearance is good on it, even with it being aftermarket. I think maybe the Limited and Platinum come with a built-in receiver, and so it probably sits up a little bit higher in there. But honestly, a couple hundred, I don't know if it was like $200, maybe $250. I was able to throw it on there easily. So yeah, overall, very pleased with the car. Hope you like the video. If you have any questions about it, feel free to just throw them in the comments section. And yeah, appreciate you watching. Thanks. Bye.